Xbox considering itself more of a service and a platform. Brian, how does this fold into the narrative as we approach the next-gen launch?
Well, it means that they're buying Sega. Twitter user Jamie Nero uncovered a vast, irrefutable conspiracy theory that Microsoft could be buying Sega, and I think the facts are hard and true.
Okay, calm down.
Why shouldn't we believe him? I mean, what are the odds that he's wrong?
Okay. I think we're at the point where we need to admit that this was never really a great franchise. Nope. And that we keep trying to find this thing that was never really actually there.
Sonic was never good.
Yeah,
it was a 25-year lie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So hopefully you guys have not been sleeping under a rock, and I'm sure you guys all heard the news so far, but yes, Microsoft just bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion. $1 billion with a B. That is an unthinkable amount of money, but again, that's probably not a whole lot for Microsoft, which is like $1 trillion company. But yeah, and a lot of speculation started to occur after this event because Microsoft said that they are still looking for more studios to acquire. And honestly, the idea of that is just insane. Like, I honestly just don't believe it. Microsoft buying Sega? Like, I really just don't believe it. No, really, I don't believe it. The idea that that would happen doesn't seem feasible right now, and also the clues that people are sharing are absolutely absurd. In fact, let's go through some of the clues right now that people think is hinting toward Sega and Microsoft teaming up. So the first clue that people like to point to is from the Sega official Twitter account, where they said, as the heat wave continues, we will deliver coolness to the timeline. What do you want to drink on a hot day? Then they show a Sonic plushie next to what looks like a green sundae. I don't really know exactly what that is. Point is, it's a green drink, green Xbox Microsoft, automatically connection there. They're kind of grasping at straws there, in my opinion. There really is nothing there. And trust me, they do grasp at straws, and this is definitely the longest of them all. Is that a saying? The next tweet from Sega official shows a lady doing a cross, and it's next to a box, so people put it together and said Xbox. But when you look at the context behind the post, it makes sense. Again, this is in Japanese, so it's roughly translated. But what it sounds like is a person tried to take a picture of something on her desk, and the production sales manager said, no, you can't put it out yet. So she did a cross over what it is she's trying to block from the picture. And again, that doesn't seem far-fetched. That sounds like a normal thing to happen. No, not that. It just doesn't sound like something like a clue, you know what I mean? But there is something in this picture that I found that no one seems to have noticed, and I think this actually has more weight to it than anything with Sega and Xbox. If you guys zoom in on her notepad with the pen, in very fine print it says, make sure you hit the subscribe button to Sam Procrastinates. I know, it's very crazy. I can't believe Sega would do that, honestly. Thank you, Sega, for saying that. The next apparent clue that we have is from the official Xbox Twitter account, where they released a picture of a new blue Xbox Series X controller, and they said, clean and simple, still iconic. The Xbox wireless controller in shock blue is a stunner optimized for next-gen gameplay. And people automatically put together, still iconic, still iconic, still iconic, still Sonic? No, I'm not joking. That's really what they did. They just took out the T, the I, the L, the L, the I, the C, and they put it together, and now it says Sonic. This next clue is honestly my favorite. I get a kick every single time I see it. It makes me laugh every single time. So someone took the eyedropper tool and then it took the two pictures of the Xbox controller that Microsoft just released and a picture of Sonic in front of the Sega logo, matched the two hex codes together and said, hey, look, that's the exact same blue color. That's confirmation right there that this clearly has to do with Sonic the Hedgehog. Never mind the fact that if you move even the slightest pixel off of where that eyedropper is right now, it will be a completely different blue hex code. In fact, I doubt that they even got the same hex code using these two pictures. And I've tried it myself here, just to show you guys, there's different shadings in the picture. It's not going to be the exact same hex code unless it is one even solid color like this, okay? You're not going to get a solid, consistent blue color. And the fact that they found a specific pixel in that blue on the controller that matches a specific pixel on the Sonic color, it makes no sense. This is the biggest grasp at straws I've seen, and it is honestly hilarious that people thought that this is definitive proof. It genuinely makes me laugh. And honestly, I think this is the one clue that probably has a little bit of weight to it. Is someone on a Xbox stream back in August, one of the representatives was wearing a Sonic shirt. And, you know, we've seen stuff like that in the past where, you know, people at Sony would wear a Crash shirt when they came out on stage, and it was kind of like a tease that they were gonna, you know, do something with Crash in the future. Then again, this is a game company, right? Sonic is a third party in a third-party company. It could be on Xbox, Sony. So people at Xbox could be wearing a Sonic shirt and it could mean nothing. So again, I'm not gonna say that this here is, you know, confirmation that that's gonna happen. He's just wearing a Sonic shirt, a cool one at that. I actually really want that shirt. So honestly, that's nothing to me. It really is nothing. So the speculation just started getting way too out of hand, and people again thinking that, you know, Xbox and Sega were gonna partner up and they're gonna announce it at the Tokyo Game Show, which is happening literally tomorrow. By the way, I'll be doing a live reaction to that. And it got way too out of hand. So the official Xbox Twitter account tweeted out under the post and said, and by the way, there won't be any new acquisition news at the show, with a cancel sign. So that is proof right there that Xbox clearly saw all of this and said, okay, listen, back up a little bit. There won't be any news right now. And a clear sign that the people that are thinking this are probably in the wrong. But that didn't stop the internet, because people automatically assumed that the cancel sign was a reference to the colors on Sonic's shoes. I'm done. I mean, seriously. So, okay, we've seen all the evidence that the internet was spreading around, and, you know, all jokes aside, I think we really just need to think about this. Does it make sense for Microsoft to buy Sega? Really does it? Like, think about it. Microsoft does not do well in Japan at all. Xbox games, Xbox itself, almost non-existent in Japan and other Asian countries. And, you know, that could be a reason people would say why Microsoft would want to get into Sega, why they would want to get into that market to try to, you know, try to get Sega to maybe try to sell their products for them in Japan. That way they could try to get into that market. But I really don't think they would take that risk to buy a company in an area that they are not doing well in the first place. It doesn't seem like a good business decision on their end. And even Sega has arcades. You know, nowadays I feel like no company is thinking, yeah, we should invest in arcades. No, arcades is sadly, honestly, is a dying thing. People are not going out of the house, especially now because of the pandemic, but everything is online. And that's why Sega is moving toward doing cloud servers, or fog servers in their arcades, because they know that they have to transition over time. Arcades are not going to be here forever, sadly, because I love arcades and I would love them to stay. But from a business standpoint, I don't think Microsoft would, you know, bite for that at all. And again, I want you guys to think about this from the perspective of Sega. What would that mean for Sega if they were under Xbox's belt? Does that mean they are now only exclusive to Xbox and Microsoft products? Most likely. Well, yes, Xbox is technically also on PC, and that is a huge market for Sega. Sega does really well on the PlayStation and especially on Nintendo Switch. Sega doesn't want to lose sales on that, and Sega is doing really well right now in the gaming department. They even said it in their recent forums. They said that, you know, the games that they've been making have been doing very well, and it's because of the stuff like Nintendo Switch that is mainly catered toward kids in the younger crowd. A lot of Sega games like Sonic the Hedgehog is for the younger crowd. It works for them. I don't even see Sega thinking that's a good idea either. Now, people might bring up that Microsoft buying Sega doesn't necessarily mean Sega is exclusive to only Xbox products, but there's almost a like 99.9% chance it will in the future, because again, Microsoft, that's why they really are buying these companies. They're not just buying these companies to, you know, say, hey, you guys can play this on PlayStation. Well, yes, Microsoft's still getting money from that, they would make even more money if people buy their consoles and subscribe to their services like Game Pass. That is why they're buying all these companies. And if it means Sega is going to be with Microsoft, they probably can't do collaborations with Nintendo anymore like they've been. Sonic just got on Ninjala. You know, we always see Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Game Series popping up from time to time, and those do pretty dang well. I don't see Sega wanting to get rid of those opportunities to just be on a Microsoft platform. And here's a big thing I need to raise awareness to as a Sonic fan. If it were to happen that Microsoft buys Sega, what would that mean for Sonic fan games, Sonic mods? Sega's really cool. Sega's a really cool company with allowing people to do that. They kind of turn a blind eye. It's a gray area, but you know, Sega turns a blind eye toward that so they don't get into legal trouble, but they do it purposely because they know how much it means to us and how much the fan base cares about their Hedgehog, and they believe letting people do fan games, stuff like that is great. And for all I know, to be honest, I don't know if Microsoft would be on board with that. They would probably have to start DMCAing people that do stuff like that. So I wouldn't be for Microsoft buying Xbox. It may not be the end of the world. They may still allow stuff like that, but I feel like the cultures around the community, while yeah, it might grow, it might change for the worse. Now, in case someone uses this video in the event that it does happen, be like, haha, look at this idiot, told you so. Is it possible for it to happen in the future? Yeah, anything is possible. You know, companies will be companies. They will see and do what they think is best for them. And Microsoft might even do what I think, where they would probably buy Sega to go into and try to get into that Asian market that they are not targeting well. And while that could technically work out for them, again, business-wise, it doesn't seem like the best idea to risk that when they could put that money toward another studio that quite frankly could be doing better than Sega. In my eyes, when Microsoft is looking at the menu of all the studios they could buy, I feel like Sega is in the dollar menu part. Like, again, I feel like Sega, like when it comes to studios, I really don't see people thinking Sega first. Okay, I feel like there's a lot more studios out there that can probably produce way more money and revenue for Microsoft than Sega. As much as it hurts for me to say as a fan of Sega and Sonic, it's reality. You know, I just don't see it. Now, everything I'm saying here is me saying that I don't think Microsoft is buying Sega, but that doesn't mean that Microsoft is going to work with Sega or collaborate with them. If you haven't noticed, Microsoft and Sega have a really good relationship, and in fact, that's how PSO2 was able to come to America using the Microsoft Store. Again, they had exclusives with them, and now it's on Steam, thankfully. And a bunch of other stuff when it comes to Game Pass, backwards compatibility with the Xbox One for Sonic Unleashed, stuff like that. You know, they have a really good relationship with each other for the longest time, and I don't see that ending soon, and they're probably going to do more in the future. Again, Sega is doing really well in the video game department outside of Sonic the Hedgehog, and even then, Sonic is number 4 this year of their best-selling when they haven't released anything for Sonic, which again, one, it's not surprising that he's 4th. 2, it's pretty surprising the fact that Sonic is still up there in the top 4 when they haven't done anything. It really goes to show that that series, you know, has a lot of dedicated fans and people that will buy old games and ports, and that's why I think we're going to see Sega focusing more on ports now. You know, they've seen their numbers rise up because of the pandemic and everyone at home and people playing old games. People want to play games right now. I'm a Sonic fan. I want to play some Sonic games. I don't want to play the same Sonic games over and over again. Port some games that we haven't seen before. I think it'd be great, and I think that's what we're going to see. I really think Sega is going to start focusing in on ports now. And especially for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is everywhere. Every time I go to the store, it's always sold out. You know, thankfully, I already have mine. You guys already seen it. But, you know, it's always sold out. The Pro Controllers are always sold out. Everything for the Switch is always selling out because the Switch is such a popular console. So Sega right now is probably going to really focus on ports and nothing else really in the meantime. I really think right now that's their focus, and any idea that Microsoft might buy Sega is, again, pulling at straws here. Anyways, that is why at the end of the day, I do not believe Microsoft is buying Sega. Microsoft buying Sega. Buying Sega. American company buying a Japanese company. Maybe it isn't such a far-fetched idea after all. Maybe maybe the conspiracy theories are up to something. Maybe they got something there. What if it's real? This looks like a job for Detective Sam. If we truly want to figure out if Microsoft is buying SEGA, we need to look at these clues in deeper depth. To do this, let's start by looking at our favorite character, Sonic. Doesn't look like we're gonna get much information here. Wait a minute. Look at Sonic's eyes. Green? Green eyes? You know what else has green? That's right, the Xbox logo. Wait a minute. Xbox. Box. What shape is a box? A cube. And you know what else is a cube? The monitors and the Cube Wisp. That's right. Oh my god. I think we're getting somewhere, guys. We're gonna have to look at even more clues. Let's take a look at our little buddy, Phil Spencer of Xbox. Back in July, he secretly had the Xbox Series S in the background hiding in plain sight and no one noticed. Let's take a look and see if we can find anything else relating to SEGA in this image. Doesn't look like we're not seeing much here. Well, there's nothing on his bookshelf. Maybe there's nothing here. Wait a minute. No way. Is that Aaron Weber? It's confirmed! Microsoft is buying SEGA for $3!